Welcome, everybody, to the Coach and Bro Show. And you got that right. I am the bro. But today there is no coach. The coach is spending some very, very valuable, some very, very, very earned family time. So the thought was maybe we skip Christmas week here on YouTube and here on Believe. But I said, you know what, Coach? I will get up at the crack of dawn. I will get the hot tag from you. And I will do the Coach and Bro Show. So the good people on Believe have their show. And we also are up on YouTube. Today, I am recording this on Monday, December 23rd, 2024. Wow, I didn't even realize it was the 23rd, which means tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So I hope you are finding some time to listen to this over the holidays. I hope all of you have a great, great, great Christmas, man. I hope you're all with family and friends, because at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. Trust me, I know as I get older and older and older, and the older you get, the clearer and clearer your priorities become. And at this age of my life, my priorities is family. My priorities are my wife. My priorities are God. I do have the grandkids here. That's why I had to get up and do this show at the crack of dawn. Hopefully, I will get it in before everybody wakes up. You know, it's funny, man, because we all know financially how hard times have been, and we've seen, you know, the price of gas, we've seen the price of groceries, just, you know, necessities of life. We've seen the price of everything skyrocket. But yet, man, getting out of this hustle and bustle of the Christmas season, these stores are jam-packed. And I'm asking myself, looking around, where are these people finding the money? And I hope, what am I, Dave Ramsey? I hope nobody gets in debt over the holiday season, man. Use your head, man. I know we all love to buy gifts for our loved ones. Don't get yourself in debt, man. Don't go in over your head. It's like anything else. Know what you can afford. Buy what you can afford. Have a budget. This way you're not coming to January 1st and all of a sudden, what the hell happened to my mortgage money? So you got to be very, 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 very careful, man. I know I'm freaking out because, we're spending a lot of money. My family's here, like I said, for Christmas, and I'm just seeing money fly away. But you know what, bro? On the other side of the coin, you got to tell yourself, it's only money. It's only money, bro. It's not life and death. It is only money. But, I would hate to see anybody get into a financial hold. You don't want to do that. Well, we're coming into 2025. Man, in 2025 is going to affect professional wrestling in a big way. And when I say professional wrestling, man, I really mean the WWE. Let's be honest, man. The WWE is professional wrestling. If you are a part of the wrestling business, either as an independent wrestler, as a promoter, I myself write on the indie market. If you are in the professional wrestling business, you are 1,000% affected by every move and everything the WWE does. AEW was a part of that conversation for about a second when they first came on the scene 5 years ago. I believe that first show drew like 1.4 million people. They are less than half of that, and they are fading quickly. Their attendance is way down. Their TV ratings are way down. Yes, they got a television rights deal, and good for them. But let's face it, man, cable networks, streaming services, content is king. And if you are a content provider and you have the ability to add content, you are going to be valuable to networks. And AEW can clearly churn out content. That's what they do. And there's a value in that. But I'm not talking about that, man. That's business. That really is separate from popularity. I'm just talking primarily about the popularity of AEW that has gone down considerably since the show started. So WWE's king, man. WWE has been king for a long time. And you talk about content creators. Not only can the WWE create content, but they have such a rich catalog and a rich library of decades and decades and decades of programming. So the value of WWE content, past and present, is extraordinary. And, Netflix paid billions and billions of dollars for a 10-year contract, whatever they paid. And, they are going to own everything except, I believe, the current PPLs. I think those remain on Peacock. But they get the current Raw, and they also get the archives. We are going to lose the Peacock archives come January 1st. And they are going to move over to Netflix. It is historic, bro, because Monday Night Raw has been on USA Network from day one. From day one, that's where the show began, at the Manhattan Center. God, I want to say sometime back in 1993, I want to say. So this move to Netflix is a pretty big deal. And I am going to get into what that move means after the commercial break. But, one of my red flags has been, and it's been for quite a while, is the WWE is clearly a content creator, perhaps the number one content creator in the world. However, in doing business with a lot of people, they now have many contracts that they have to fulfill. They have many masters that they have to serve when it comes to programming. Saudi Arabia is a master. USA Network with SmackDown is a master. Peacock is still doing the PPLs, and now they have Netflix. That's a lot of masters to serve, especially when you're dealing with the same product. And, I said this a long time ago, man, it's really going to come into play, and it already has to come into play. What talent goes to Netflix? What talent goes to USA Network? Because they're still doing that ridiculous brand split, which means absolutely no sense at all. The brand split started during the Attitude Era, when the WWE was red hot on fire. And they wanted to run not one, but two shows over the weekend. So they had an A team and a B team. and they ran, those teams over the weekend. So, Friday night they could be in Poughkeepsie, New York, and Bloomington, Indiana. Saturday night they could be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Tampa Bay, Florida. It was in order to increase the number of the house shows and double dip over the weekend because they were so popular. By the time 2002 came around, they were not as popular. And I remember, man, I almost went back to the company in 2002. And the first thing I tried to tell Vince McMahon was, you need to get rid of this brand split. It is ridiculous. It cuts the roster in half. You can't have continuous storylines from one show to the other. And the reason has gone away because you are not as popular as you once were and not in as much demand as you once were. That was 23 years ago, man. They are still doing the brand split. And that is really going to come into play now with Netflix, like it wasn't already in play before between Fox and the USA Network. Who gets John Cena? Who gets Roman Reigns? Who gets Cody Rhodes? Who gets Charlotte Flair? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because it's going to be a tug of war. And, one network is not going to be happy when the Roman Reigns storyline is on the other network. So that is the problem you're going to run into. But the WWE has set a precedent, man. They will take money from whoever offers it. And you can't really blame them for that because that's business. Business is all about money. So if the WWE has a product you want and you're willing to pay top dollar for it, they are going to sell it to you. And none of these companies are going to get like a exclusive. WWE is not going to do that because there are third parties waiting in line to get into business with the WWE. So they have choices they can make, and they can be very selective of where they go because there's so many people wanting that product. And again, bro, I don't blame them. This is a content creating machine. This is a company with a rich history. There are just, God, bro, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours of programming. But like I said, when you are serving so many masters, you're going to run into a problem and you're going to run into a situation. You got to remember, man, like NBC and USA Network and Peacock, they are all under the same umbrella. So there was a little bit of a difference, a little bit of a leniency, whether it went to Peacock or whether it went to USA Network. They're all the same family. Netflix is not part of that family. Netflix is not part of that family. So USA Network, is going to take homage. Is that what you say? Homage to talent that they want going over to the Netflix roster. So it really should be interesting. And it also should be interesting what kind of numbers they're going to be doing on Netflix. I think Netflix has 200 and something million subscribers. But let's face it, for the type of money Netflix is paying, they are going to need new subscribers to cover that nut. And Raw has been on cable television, part of a package for many people for, well over 20 years. So now you've been getting something which, they look at as free because it was on cable for 20 something years, even though it was never free. And now you've got to ask them to pay for it through a Netflix subscription. How quickly are people going to be ready to pay for something that had been free? I mean, I remember last year, man, Colorado, we lost the Rockies, we lost the Avs, we lost the Nuggets because of television contracts that expired. And, those franchises could not agree on a new contract. So now you got to pay a premium service to watch the Nugs, the Avs, or the Rockies. Bro, I'm sorry. I live in Colorado. I love to follow my home teams, but I don't love to follow them enough where I am now going to pay for something that I used to get for free. And, that's going to be interesting to see where the mindset of people are. Are they immediately going to fork over $12.99 to watch something that for almost 25 years they watched for free? That is going to be very, very interesting. I know if that is going to be the case, then the WWE really needs to plan on upping their game, bro. This has to be must-see TV. They got to put their money where their mouth is, and they've got to make this show good enough for people to pay for. It's one thing if it's on cable and it's part of somebody's cable package, and they're going to continue to subscribe to it regardless. If you're now asking people to pluck down $12, $13, bro, this better be must-see TV. Because if it's not, there are a lot of, people who may be on the bubble, who may be on the fence, who are not going to pay for it. So it's going to be very, very interesting come 2025, what happens to the WWE on Netflix. And I am going to take a closer look at that when I come back right after this. We are going to take a look at the Netflix deal and what we know and what it involves right after this. Please don't go anywhere. I am back, everybody. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, bro. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Festivus. All that good stuff, bro. All that good stuff. If you're listening to this show, man, for the first time, I just want to let everybody know out there, I've got a Patreon, and we're offering a holiday special right now. Patreon.com/Russo TWC. And if you have never been a Patreon subscriber, you can get a free week of Russo's brand. It will cost you absolutely nothing. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/Russo TWC and make sure, please, that you follow the coach, Jonathan Coachman, on all his platforms, Driving the Line. He does so much, so many shows and so much content himself. Please, man, check out the coach, man. And the coach will be back with us right after the holidays. God bless the coach and his family, man. I am lucky. I am blessed to have people like the coach in my life. All right, guys, I said I wanted to take a little closer look at the Netflix situation, and it's Netflix releases a guide for WWE programming. So they're basically telling us the rules and regulations of Netflix and what we can expect when the WWE Raw rolls over to that channel. WWE will be moving to Netflix early next month. That's January 3rd, I believe, guys, with Monday Night Raw simply becoming WWE Raw and airing on the platform each week. There have been quite a few questions that have gone unanswered in the lead up to the switch, but Netflix released a guide on its website answering many of those questions. They'll begin to roll out select WWE archival content on service in January, with Raw archival content available in the US. Okay, as I mentioned, we had been getting that on Peacock for the last number of years. Prior to that, obviously, there was the WWE Network. So now, guys, if you are looking for archives, you have to go to Netflix. I'm going to have to go to Netflix because I do a WWE Attitude Era show on russosbrand.com every 2 weeks. And, I've been getting that content from Paramount. So I myself now am going to have to go over to Netflix. Episodes of Raw will be available to watch immediately after the show ends. Well, we're not going to be able to record Raw, which is going to affect my viewing of Raw, because right after Raw, I do a review show for Sportskeeda. And in Colorado, Raw is from 6 to 9. And what I usually do, bro, is I start taping it and I start watching it at 7:30. So I'll start watching it, taped. I will fast forward through pretty much all of the matches and then just catch up by the time the show ends. I'm not going to have that luxury anymore. So what does that mean? I am going to have to sit through a 3-hour Raw? I'm not exactly sure what that means, but the thought of sitting through Raw for 3 hours is very, very, very frightening to me. I need that hour and a half head start. So I think that is going to affect me. You won't be able to download the content until roughly 48 hours after it airs. I don't think that is going to have any effect on me. And of course, you won't be able to watch premium live events on Netflix if you're in the United States. Those premium live events, PLEs, PPLs, they will remain on Peacock. Can I watch WWE on my Netflix plan, or is it an additional cost? All live events on Netflix are included in all plans, including select WWE programming, depending on your region. To learn more about Netflix plans and pricing, click here. Where can I watch Raw? Beginning on January 6th. I'm sorry, guys. I said the 3rd. Beginning on January 6th, Netflix will be the exclusive home of Raw in the United States territories, including American Samoa, Guam, Marshall Islands, Micronesia, Mariana Islands, Palua, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands. Members in the following countries can also watch Raw: Argentina, Australia, yada, yada, yada. Can I watch SmackDown, NXT, and WWE Premium Live events on Netflix? Netflix members in the US will not be able to watch SmackDown, NXT, and WWE Premium Live events. Members in select countries listed above will be able to watch SmackDown and NXT weekly with their Netflix subscriptions, as well as premium live events like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble, with more countries added in 2026 and beyond. What WWE archival content will be available? In January, Netflix will begin to roll out select WWE archival content on the service. Raw archival content will be available for viewing in the U.S., with additional archival content available in the countries listed above. How soon after live airing will episodes be available? We said that's immediately. Will be able to be downloaded. We said 2 weeks. January 6th, man, the big move over to Netflix. And what is that going to mean? Bro, obviously, it is going to mean Netflix is going to need new subscribers, man. That is a pretty, as Larry David would say, pretty penny that they paid for this package. And like I said, they are already very rich with over 200 million subscribers. I think it's 280 million subscribers, something like that. However, they are going to be banking on getting new subscribers with Raw. And it's like I said, man, it's just going to be interesting because, first of all, the current product is not worth paying for. It is not, bro. It sucks. Raw, SmackDown, but SmackDown's still on cable. If I was not in the wrestling business and I was not getting paid to watch these shows, I would not be paying for Raw. To me, it does not warrant the $12.99. They're going through the motions. They're phoning it in because, as I've said many times before, the check is already cashed. What does that mean? That means they already have the contract with Netflix. They've already got their money. So all they have to do is live up to that contract, give the content that they agreed upon. It doesn't say anywhere in the contract, the content's got to be good. It says they are responsible for giving Netflix X amount of hours of content. All the WWE needs to do is fulfill that obligation. And that means they can be glorified house shows. It doesn't matter. The contract is already made. They're already getting paid. All they got to do is supply the content. And like I said, to me, that content as of now is not worth paying for. If it was one of my cable stations, that's fine. To shell out an additional $12.99, I wouldn't do it. And, man, there are a lot of people, bro, that are on very, very, very tight budgets all over the country. Are they going to be able to afford it? And like I said, just the idea of paying for something that was once free. So that is going to be very, very, very interesting. And keep something in mind, bro. There are loopholes in every contract. Every contract. I mean, just like the WWE has loopholes in their contracts with their talent, I guarantee you Netflix has loopholes in their contract with their third parties that they can get out of at any time. And there is another problem that might be looming as we look forward to Netflix January 6th. And I am going to get into that right after this. Guys, before you go, remember, if you want a free week of Russo's brand, just go to patreon.com/RussoTWC. It costs you nothing. And check out the coach, Jonathan Coachman, on all his other platforms, Driving the Line. Put so much content out there, so much great content. Check it out, bro. Guys, you got to support the good guys. I will be back right after this. All right, everybody, I am back as we get ready to celebrate Christmas Eve, New Year's, and all the great things that are going to come with 2025. Am I already looking ahead to 2026? All the great things that are going to come with 2025. And is the WWE on Netflix going to be one of those great things? Only time will tell. As I said, for me personally, if watching Raw was not part of my job, and if I was not getting paid from Sportskeeda to watch it, it certainly wouldn't warrant my $12.99 if I wasn't already a subscriber. But I am already a subscriber. And listen, man, I am a fan of the Netflix platform. I think they put out some of the best documentaries you can possibly get. Also, some original programming. I think Squid Games is the second season is about to come out. And Seinfeld is on there. So listen, man, I got no complaints with Netflix whatsoever. And, the subscription fee and whatnot. What I am talking about is if you've been getting Raw for free for 20 plus years, you don't have Netflix, the programming has not been great. Are you going to warrant over the $13 a month for Netflix? Here's another problem that is going to come into play. Bro, we all saw this with the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. There were technical issues, bro. It was the first time that Netflix has had a program live. They were streaming live. And there was a lot of buffering. And there was a lot of problems with that. However, I do believe that could have been the guinea pig, the experimental programming to see how easily Raw on Netflix would air. And I don't think this is going to be a huge problem, and I'll tell you why. Because they'll get it right. I mean, yes, man, there are going to be some technical difficulties at the beginning. There's going to be some buffering at the beginning. I guarantee you that first week will probably not go 100% smooth. But trust me, man, they did not invest this type of time and money and resources if they didn't feel that they were going to be able to stream Raw live, without a hitch. And they are going to be able to do that. I am not worried about that at all. I don't think anybody else out there needs to worry about that at all. Maybe like I said, maybe the first week, there might be some little glitches. There might be some little issues, but I am sure all of that will be cleared up, extremely quickly for that not to be a issue at all. But again, man, this is big. This is big. You've got the most popular show in the history of professional wrestling moving off a cable-based platform, which a lot of people deem is free because, USA Network was part of their package. But granted, they were paying for that package. But, with that package, they were also getting hundreds of other channels. Well, it's going to be the same with Netflix. They're going to be paying for Netflix, and they are going to be getting a lot of great programming. However, it's human nature. The idea of paying for something that you once got for free. Like I said, man, I don't pay to watch the Nuggets. The only reason I paid to watch the Rockies was because nobody was subscribing to the paid platform for all the reasons that I'm saying. So they literally had to cut the price in half. And when they cut the price in half, I said, okay, I'll pay that for it. But in no way, shape, or form was I going to pay the original price. It's just that's just mindset, bro. That's just the average human being. Like, okay, bro, this used to be free. For 25 years, this was free. And starting tomorrow, you are going to be paying for it. Maybe the majority of people will, bro, without batting an eye. But we all know times are tough out there, man. I cut. I'm always looking to cut, and I'm sure everybody out there is looking to cut. But speaking of cutting, bro, don't be cutting my presence down, man. Seriously. Don't anybody be. I know there's, we got to watch our dollars. I know there's budgeting. I understand all that. Cut somebody else's gifts, man. Don't cut my gifts. Don't be cutting my gifts. But all kidding aside, everybody, listen, man, I hope all of you have a great, great, great Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, people celebrating Hanukkah, Festivus, whatever it is that you celebrate out there, man. I hope you are having a great time. It really is the time of the year, man, to love one another. Let everybody know how important they are to you. And never, ever, ever forget the true meaning and the true spirit of Christmas. I also want to take this time, man, to thank Producer Man. Without Producer Man, Coach and myself would not be able to do any of this. And we are forever, forever indebted to him. And I want to throw a special God bless to the coach and his family. We missed you. And God bless to everybody out there listening to and supporting this show. Take care, everybody. We'll see you after Christmas. Take care, everyone.